It's good to be back. Welcome to Season 6 of the Battle Tower Draft League. This is a Reg H style VGC draft, which I am so excited for. Look, your Forest Green Grookeys are back. Better than ever, hopefully, as last season did not go how we wanted at all. So we're going to bounce back from that. We're back in VGC. This is what I like playing. We've cooked with this team. I am so happy with how prep has gone so far. As of recording this, week 1's not happened. By the time y'all see this, week 1 probably will have happened. But in prep, my team has felt good. And that fills me with joy. Now, how this season will work is a little different. This is a pool of 14 teams in this draft. It was 110 points, roughly the same tier system that the Wolfie Draft League used, because, you know, when the GOAT makes a draft league and y'all play VGC, you just gotta use what he does, right? But in all seriousness, 14 teams makes it really hard to get what you want. And one of my buddies didn't get what he wanted. I got everything I wanted, plus some. So, I am so excited for this season. But 14 teams, it'll be 8 weeks. There are 2 divisions. So the league has been split in half of 2 tables of 7. Or 2 groups of 7. You play everybody in your division once, and there are 2 out-of-division games. And I believe top 8 out of everybody will make playoffs. So making playoffs won't be easy, but that's obviously the goal for the season. Now, like I said, this is a Reg H draft league. And so there's no big legendaries, there's no restricteds, no paradox. And it's just Paldea decks, right? Yeah, it's just everything in the Scarlet and Violet games plus DLC. No legends, no paradox. No restricteds, not legends. But I mean, with that, I think we got to start jumping into the team. So, I'm trying to use the season as a way of getting better at editing, and I put about 3 to 4 hours of editing into this before accidentally deleting a lot of the files off of a folder, trying to clear up space on my PC, and losing the said 3 to 4 hours worth of work. And I don't have the patience, mental fortitude, whatever, to do what I just did for the next 3 to 4 hours and get this video out when I want to. So, I hope y'all enjoy staring at my face for the rest of this video and Grooky as I just talk through the draft without any pictures or anything. But just know I will be pushing my editing as I want to get better at that with the rest of the season and hopefully more draft leagues to come. So, yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. So, in the draft, we were picked 13 out of 14. So, we were right at the wheel, which is a really good spot to be going later in the first round, but we got the second pick in the second round. Honestly, it's a spot I end up in a lot. It just seems to happen that way. I can never get a high pick, but I'm glad I'm not in the middle. But so with the 13th overall pick and our first pick, we took Galarian Weezing. Now, Galarian Weezing really reveals what we want to do with this draft, as its ability, Neutralizing Gas, is very important to our strategy. Neutralizing Gas shuts off all abilities on the field. This enables our Mons as well as shutting down opponent strategies that have Mons that really want their abilities. Galarian Weezing will be a really good support Mon with moves like Taunt, Toxic, Will-O-Wisp, as well as a decent special attacker. But it's not there to do damage, it's there to make our opponent's life miserable in prep. It has 120 physical defense, so it's not that easy to remove in VGC with 65 in HP. So, decently bulky, and was really setting the tone for what our draft was going to be. Our second pick was Slacking. This is the best partner available for Galarian Weezing. It has a base stat total of 670, but to counter that, its ability Truant means it only attacks every other turn. Every other turn, it's loafing around and does nothing, which is normally a hindrance to your team. But with Galarian Weezing turning off abilities, Slacking can act every turn. Its main attack stat is its physical side with 160 attack and has really decent bulk with its 150 HP and has a really good diverse move pool that lets us hit most things super effectively with moves like Drain Punch, Knockoff, Body Slam as a really good stab option. And it's just gonna be the big threat when people look into our team. Now, if Weezing goes down, Slacking can become a liability, which is why we have some other mons on the team that you'll see later. But at pick 2, I wanted to take this in our second round to make sure we got it. Because while Slacking may not be beneficial on other teams, denying me Slacking really would hurt the plans. Into our third pick, we brought back the GOAT Todscruel. He's back for this season. Weezing gets rid of Mycelium Mite, so I have really fast spores at base 100 speed. Really good special bulk, as we saw last season at 120 special defense. And if I want to run Assault Vest and not Spore, that makes it even bulkier. He's got decent move pool, as we saw last season. But this was a really good support piece in VGC. And Mycelium Mite's no longer holding it back. While Mycelium Mite can be beneficial in the matchups like Goldingo, if Weezing's on the field, Goldingo's abilities turned off as well. So, Todscruel is fast with Spore, redirects with Rage Powder, and has a really good supporting move pool in VGC, which I'm really excited to show off. And with our fourth pick, this is when we realize we need to start going special attackers, as well as just getting more offensive pieces on the board. So we went with Hisuian Typhlosion, a good special attacker with 119 special attack. Terrifier Eruptions go really hard into teams that don't have a fire resist. And at 95 speed, that has really good synergy with Todscruel, as Todscruel can lower special defense, and then Typhlosion just finish off the mon. Frisk is really good in Draft League, as it gives us information on items, as we're playing Reg H, so we will know Terra types, but not items. So the more information we have, the better we can go forward. And now, with the first 4 picks, it's very similar to a Wolfie team from last year. And I mean, I wanted to build this team around Galarian, Weezing, and Todscruel. Wolfie did that, and I feel like I'd be stupid not to just take some inspiration. This is where the similarities to that team will end, but I had to point that out because I am kind of just taking a team from Wolfie for a bit. But into our 5th pick with Metagross. I wanted to have a mode that doesn't rely on Weezing, because if we rely on Weezing too much and our opponents have good ways of shutting that down, we just lose. And I don't want what happened last season to happen this time. So, Metagross starts that mode. Clear Body and Weakness Policy is a fun combo that will happen at some point. I won't say when. And it's the first of 2 pseudos I drafted, so base stat total of 600 is nothing to laugh at. I have got 3 Pokemon base stat totals over 600, or 600 and above, when there are no legendaries out there. 135 attack and 130 defense makes this a physical force to deal with. It can boost itself with multiple moves. I can agility for speed. It's got bulk up, I think. Metagross is a really nice move pool for the physical side, which is where we plan on using it. In testing, Assault Vest Metagross has been fun. Weakness Policy Metagross has been fun. There's a lot of different items I plan on running with this thing. And it's a really good Steel type. And with our next pick, you'll see I finished out our Fairy Steel Dragon Core with Salamence. Intimidate plus Tailwind gives a lot of support into this team, as well as being a mon that can fill an offensive role if need be. It's the second pseudo on the team, and it's going to be very flexible this season. Expect support Salamence on weeks we don't have Weezing. Even if we have Weezing, we may still be running support Salamence for Tailwind, because we have very weird speed tiers this season. But Tailwind, and it has access to Sunny Day and Rain Dance to help us counter some of the other rain teams, as there are a good amount, or other weather teams, as there are a good amount of them this season in the league. It does have Helping Hand, which is funny, but it's a Salamence, so there will be support, and there will be offensive and the physical side, and it's really starting to make our team physically heavy. Did I address that with the next pick? No. Because our 6th pick... No, our 7th pick is Electivire. I wanted another redirection user that has a decent amount of bulk, and Electabuzz was off the field, so we went with Electivire. It's decently bulky on the special side, which is really what we need, as we have some physical walls. Now we need some special walls. And it has access to Helping Hand, screens, reflect, to make it a really good support piece. It has Bulldoze, which will be a really funny tech with Metagross if I get the right matchup. And Vital Spirit prevents it from being put to sleep by Sporemons, which is really nice to have in VGC. Outside of that, Electivire will be mostly a support mon this season. It can do damage if I need to. The Bulldoze plan with Metagross kinda isn't the best, as Electivire has a really good attack stat. But I'm really confident in it being a decent mon for our team. And with our 8th pick, we went with Hisui and Sneasel. If you can't tell, I've been watching a lot of the Wolfie Draft League, and I like watching Joey. So Hisui and Sneasel seemed really fun. So fake out, or having fake out pressure is always nice in VGC, as it lets us get a good idea of what our opponent wants to try and do, and lets us get set up going, as we could Dragon Dance with Salamence beside it, more free Tailwind beside it, or it can work with Metagross really well, or Electivire. Has Toxic and has Taunt, so it can be very disruptive, and coaching will be really fun with our pseudos and slacking. Coaching slacking has been the one thing that's not been great in testing, but I'm kind of comfortable with it, so if a situation arises, we could. But that's a very hard playstyle, and if it comes up, I will talk about it more in the prep then. But coaching seemed really good with our team with the physical attackers we have. And a base 115 speed makes it the fastest thing on the team when I wrote my script, and I believe that is still true. It is the second fastest thing on our team with a base 115 speed, which shows how weird our speed tiers are. But with our 9th pick, we went with Greninja. We needed another special attacker. Up to this point, it was just Hisui and Typhlosion. Greninja was still on the board. I wanted a water type. This completes our water, fire, grass core. And a dark type really helps into some of the ghost types we were looking to probably struggle with. It has 2 very good abilities with Protean and Battle Bond, but I don't think Battle Bond's legal. But Protean's a really good ability, which has anti-synergy with Weezing. So Greninja and Weezing probably won't be on the field at the same time, at least initially. But it can operate as a physical attacker if for some reason we really need one. But this is most likely going to be a Specs, Scarf, Protean special attacker to come in, pick up some revenge kills. 122 speed makes it the fastest thing on the team, and it has a good move pool that will let it fit into multiple roles. It can be support. It has Haze, as Dogiri is currently not on anybody's team, but if someone has to drop back and punt for a strategy, we do need ways of dealing with Dogiri, as anybody can pick it up right now. But Greninja will be the other special attacker, and hopefully my boy can do some stuff, as Greninja was my first starter. So I have a special place in my heart for Greninja, and I'm hoping he can pick some stuff up this week, or this season. And finally, with our last pick, was Medicham. It's another fake out mon, which is good. It has a decent supporting move set. It gives us access to counter trick rooms, can set screens, helping hand, and taunt are all very nice moves to have in VGC. And it's got a very funny game plan that, when I've done in prep, is absolutely hilarious, as it gets access to skill swap with the ability Pure Power. I'm not going to exactly say what I want to do with that, but I think it's pretty obvious from there. But Close Combat is also just a really good stab. It has physically, as we don't need physical attackers, so Medicham will definitely be more relegated to a support role, but it can dish out damage if I need it to. But with that being said, that's the team. As I said at the beginning, I'm really excited to use this team, and I hope I can do this team justice, as I think this might be one of my best drafts ever. It's definitely my best draft in the last year or so. But it gives me a couple different modes to use throughout the season, so I'm not locked into one, which I think has been a hindrance for me. And really, I wanted to just make a draft where I have a good set of mons that makes prep annoying for my opponents. I don't want to be able to come into this season and go,
oh, they drafted better than me, that's why I lost. If I lose, it's because I make a mistake in the battle and I'm able to learn from that. Or they just out prepped us. And I'm okay losing those ways. As that's ways for me to grow and ways for me to learn. I feel like this is the team that's given me this platform to go all out and prep. It's giving me a bunch of different options, a bunch of different combos to just kind of play stupid. Because if what I want to do works, I think I roll a game. But if they're able to shut down the game plan early on, it's going to be harder for me to claw things back. But having a few different modes on the team lets me build more freely. It's going to make the season really fun. Like I said, the goal is always to make playoffs. I need a bounce back after last season. And VGC is where I can do it. VGC is my more comfortable metagame. Maybe not Reg H, but I've got a bunch of fun mons. And I'm really excited for this season, and I hope y'all are too. So, the first week should be up in exactly a week after this video goes up. And I look forward to seeing y'all there. But without further ado, I hope y'all like and subscribe and are ready to follow the Forest Green Grookeys through this season of VGC.